What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you the basics of the Maker Pen. This is going to be more for the building of the Maker Pen / like useful tips. If you want to see how to do like circuits and stuff, you can watch Propel's video, as he'll have all that stuff in there. I personally forgot how to do circuits. But yeah, let's get into the video. So, one useful tip about the Maker Pen first is if you're working on a detailed project. So for example, let's say, I don't know, I'm building a cube with lines under it, but they're very tiny lines, and I want them to be small. What you can do is grab both the triggers on the Quest 2 controller, if you're playing on Quest 2, and bring them outward to get smaller. However, if you want to get bigger, then what you can do is grab both triggers and squeeze them inward, and you'll get bigger. The triggers to use for like Valve Index, because I've played on that, and Quest 2, you just use the front triggers, the only trigger on the controller. But yeah, for the Quest 2, use the grip. So, what you can do is shrink, and let's say I want to have these like black lines under my mint lines. Screw it. Another good thing is the snapping, by the way. Grid makes it like accurate on a grid. Snapping off just means you can bring it wherever. And surface, very self-explanatory, it goes on a surface. So, let's say I want to be very detailed with how I put these lines on here. I can get very small and start doing my work. Because you can't get nearly as detailed as you can at being tiny, so what I can do is just kind of drizzle a whole bunch of like goo. Oh shoot, that went horribly wrong. You get the idea. Alright, so that's tip number 1. But there are actually much more tips. So, if you are completely new to the Maker Pen, you don't know how to use any of it, then to get to the shapes, you press Palette, and your shapes will be right here. Now, to change the color, because let's say I make a shape, but I don't like the color it is. What you can do is press Recolor, then press the color you want, and let's say I want to change it to yellow. Now, as you can see, color's yellow, and there's also material, so let's say I want to change it to like gold. I can press yellow, and like a good combination with that is like shiny metal, wherever that is, but I'm just going to do sand. No way, I found shiny metal. And then after that, as you can see, you can already see the effect on there. But now you can press Recolor, point at the hemisphere, and boom, as you can see, it's now shiny yellow. You can also move the thing around by grabbing that, but... Alright, so, this out. Alright. So, next is configuring things. So, let's say this sphere, right? It's alright, but you want it to be able to fall to the floor like a normal sphere. Because right now it's kind of boring. All it is just a floating sphere. You want to press Tools, press Configure, point it at this object that you want to configure, and press the top trigger. After that, you will get the Maker Pen menu, and you can see all of these menus. Do not get overwhelmed. It's actually pretty easy to navigate. I'll make an entire other video going much more depth into the configure than I will in this video. So, you just want to press physics mode if you want to make it like fall to the floor or be sticky, as it says right there. I want mine to fall to the floor so you can like throw it and stuff. Don't mind the noise in the background. Stuff is happening. So, I'm going to press physical, and boom. As you can see, it fell to the ground, like a physical object. Now, the reason why you can't grab it, though, is because it's not actually grabbable. To make it grabbable, just simply configure it, go to the menu, scroll down until you see is grabbable. You want to turn that on. So now, you can pick it up, you can throw it at people, you can do whatever you want with it. Next is spawning in Rec Room props. So let's say you don't want to create any stuff, you just want to spawn in a whole bunch of props. You see the prop button right here in the palette? You press that. then it'll take you to an entire menu of options to do. So let's say I want to spawn in a bow. As you can see, I can scroll down to weapons and press bow. Now I can just press the top button and boom, as you can see, there is a bow in the game. So yeah, that is how you spawn in props, if you didn't already know. Next is if you want to let's say you want to search for something because you don't want to look through like tens of thousands of objects. There's this little magnifying glass right here. You want to press that. And as you can see, there's the keyboards right there. Now you can just type in whatever you want to do. So let's say I want to get a paintball gun. I can type in paintball gun. And as you can see, a whole bunch of these. Now I want the paint pistol. Boom, as you can see, I searched it up, I can spawn it, I can use it. So that's how you search things up. Now let's say you make a shape, but you don't want to necessarily scale it, you just want to make it like longer. So let's say I don't want to make this cube bigger, I just want it to make it like longer. Like that, not that. So to do that, go to tools, press manipulate, and then you can simply select the object. After that, you'll see these little squares. So let's say I want to make it taller, then you can press the top square. I'm in grid snapping right now. If you're not really trying to get very accurate, you can just turn off grid snapping. That's what I do. And you can point at the thing you want to do. There's a little knob up there. That's the direction it's going to go. So if I wanted to make it taller or shorter, I can just do that. If I want to make it longer, I can go that way, longer that way. So let's say I just kind of want to make it something like this, just a rectangle. Boom. I just manipulated a very small cube and doing that. Now let's say I don't want this. I changed my mind. I don't want it. You can delete it by going into your Maker Pen menu and pressing delete. So yeah, but let's say I did not want to delete that. And I actually wanted to keep it, then there's a redo and an undo button up here. If you want to redo something you did, you can press redo, but I'm just going to use the undo option. So I can press undo delete shape, and it's going to be there. Now let's say I want to actually have more of them. Then you can press clone flip, select it, and then you can clone it. You can do that. And what it means by flip is it basically flips it the other way. Now this is a symmetrical object, so it's not going to look any different. Yeah, I could probably show you in a later video, going like advanced Maker Pen tutorial maybe, how it looks on an actual symmetrical object. But boom, I can clone it. So you've learned how to do all this stuff. To be honest, I cannot keep count. But let's say this little kid that you're working with keeps messing up all your stuff and grabs it. Like let's say, oh no, I grabbed the floor. How will I stop people from grabbing the floor? Well, it's simple. You see this little thing right here called freeze. You want to press that. Then you can just select things you want to freeze, and as you can see, I can't grab it anymore. You can just freeze everything you don't want people to touch. So now nobody can touch it. It also has a little helpful message right there. Object frozen, object unfrozen. You get the idea. See, object unfrozen, object frozen. Now, let's say you've made a masterpiece, right? So, this is going to be an actual public invention that I'm going to make. Go ahead. So, I'm just going to make a golden cube with that on there. I don't know. With, like, a donut around it. Yeah, something like this. Let's say this looks beautiful, and I want to... And, you know, I'd like to post it. I'd like to let other people have it. Well, then, it's simple. What you can do is press that, press make invention. Now, this little pop-up menu right here will show up. Then you just simply select all the objects that are a part of it. So, that is all one object because I did not edit it, and that is all one object. So next, you can just press next and name the invention. I'm just named it Alright, there, so press next, and now you just gotta take a picture of it. Press confirm. And boom, successfully saved. You can cheer your own invention. It'll tell you some stuff like in cost 0.9 for this invention, how much the like low, medium, high. You can also give it a description. You can also add tags to it. So let's say it's art. It's also character, and it's decoration. And you can even add your own tag. So I'm gonna put Goofy. Boom. Now you can press publish. Next. And once you like all of these, it needs to be 10 characters long. Make sure that's 10 characters long. And invention description uploaded. I can just press those. Can't add one for objects. You're such a character. And if you have Rec Room Plus, you can change the token cost. So if I want it to be like 250, 500, I can change the token cost. But I don't have Rec Room Plus, so I'm just gonna press next. You can change if people can republish this invention, which I don't really like that. Or they can just edit and save it. I do like that because they can like make changes to it if they wish. Or they can use only. I do not like that. So I like to just do edit and save. If you want it to be listed in the store, you can press that, obviously, and enable a lock pickup with any key. It's automatically checked, and press publish. And guess what? You just published your first invention. If you want to make a invention to subscribers, you can do that. You know, go crazy invention. Oh my god, guys, invention, but I'm not gonna do that. Alright, so yeah, you've learned how to make inventions, you've learned how to do all this willy-nilly stuff. What could you possibly learn how to do next? So much more. Because let's say you don't feel like doing any work, you just want to spawn something in that somebody else made. Go to your watch, press home, and then you can press store. Now, as you can see, I'm in the store, and then you can press inventions. This is stuff other people made. So let's say I want, like, I don't know, just a dog. Then what I can do is search up dog, and let's see what I find. Cool, small dog plushie. As you can see, it is free, but if you have Rec Room Plus, you can sell it for tokens, obviously. So, yeah. I'm gonna just see small dog plushie. I want it, and it's very low ink too. I can press get, and boom, because it doesn't cost tokens, you don't get another pop-up menu. So, spawn. And when I press spawn, look, there he is. But to spawn him from your maker pen, because it's a little, you know, you go to palette, press inventions, and you can try finding him in here. You can also press view more, and that'll take you to the search bar. Now I just want to put small dog. And as you can see, there he is. It's listed in there. So now I can spawn my small dog. I was going to teach you how to animate things. Now, animating things is a very big part of building. To make good rooms, you obviously want to have a few moving objects to make it feel more immersive. So, let's say I'm just going to make a very simple animation. Let's say I want this pot, right? No, because that might break. Small dog. This small dog, right here. Let's say I want him to move from there, just a few steps, right there. I'm going to show you how to do that. So, what you have to do is press CV1 Legacy. This is Circuits V1 Legacy. And the animation gizmo, if you're first opening it up, should be right there. Otherwise, you can scroll down till you see gizmos, and there's the gizmos, the animation is right there. So, I can spawn the animation chip, and you might be thinking, what do I do now? You go here, and then you actually press connect, or I like to call it wire. Now, you select the dog, and wire it to this little knob up top. Object added to animation. Good. Next, you want to actually edit it, and it'll bring up this little pop-up menu. So, let's start. That is going to be frame 1. So the dog is going to be in frame 1. This is the starting position. You want to always press frame 1 for the starting position. After that, let's say I want the dog to do a little jump. Like that. Then you can press add frame. So that's frame 2. So he's gonna finish his jump on frame 3, and then finish it off with a backflip. I have no idea what this animation is going to look like. And then, well, I guess Dog is gonna hit his head because he didn't land the backflip right. Boom. Now you can test your animation. As you can see, there he is. I'm not that good at animation, by the way, guys, but boom. And then, oh no, he lands on his head at the end. But yeah, if you like the way it looks, you can press done. Now you may be thinking, it is not going. You can either configure this little tag right here on the animation gizmo. Hold on, I need to. This little thing right here to be 1. 0 means nothing, and 1 means activate. But 1 means that it's gonna constantly keep doing it. If you only want it to do it once, there's actually 2 ways to do that. 1 is with a trigger volume, and 1 is with a button. I'm gonna be showing you how to do it with the button in this video, but I'm also gonna basically show you how to wire it with a CV1 trigger volume. So let's say I want this to happen with a button. Specifically, make sure it is V1 Legacy, otherwise this will not work. So let's say I want it to happen after I press this button. Simply press connect, and then you can either do it when button is pressed, so right as you press it, it happens. Button is pressed, so basically, again, when it happens. And when button is released, meaning after you push the button, right after, then it'll do the animation. So I want it to be when button is pressed. It can be any one you want, though. Oh shoot, I don't want to mirror. So I'd wire it. Okay, one sec. I need to delete the mirror. One sec, it's messing me up. Alright, so let's say you'd wire that right there. So, as you can see, I wired it, and now when I press the button, he does it. Woo! There's a backflip. Now, what you should actually do is configure this, and it has this little, you can press a loop or ping pong. Ping pong means so that it, like, kind of goes, it kind of replays, then plays, then replays. Loop just means it kind of respawns. Stop at end. If you want it to stop at the end, then you can do that. However, if you want it to stop at the start, you can stop a start. And you can also allow it to holding. I don't like allow holding. It's basically you can hold it in the middle of the animation. So now look. Boom. He jumps. He does a flip. And he bonks his head. Bonk. And then he starts at the start again. But if you want him to stop at the end, simply enable stop at end. And then, well, Doc will do a backflip. Yada yada. Lands on his head. And it stopped at the end. So that is basically the basics of using a maker pen. I hope this video helps you a lot, and if you want more content like this, more tutorials and such, consider hitting the subscribe button, consider hitting the like button, all that bossy stuff that YouTubers tell you to do. It genuinely helps me out. See ya!